Hey everyone, sorry it's a little bit late. I intended to start this a while ago, but I didn't. I got tied up with a few other things. All right, we'll start in just a minute or two. Goodness, those colors are too similar. All right, hello ladies and gentlemen. It's the Historical Gamer once again, and today I'm going to be playing Hearts of Iron 4. This is the third part in my Hearts of Iron 4 stream playing as Italy. In the previous videos, we successfully conquered Ethiopia and added that to the Italian Empire. And then in our last stream, we took over Yugoslavia and Albania, all without resistance from the feeble Western democracies who are unwilling to stand up and fight against us. Now, since that time, the Allies have declared war on Germany, who's just finishing digesting Poland right now. We're not currently at war with the Allies, although that certainly could change if we look at the world tension level of 85% and the fact that we're the largest world tension generator. Pretty much any Italian action that's perceived as hostile could certainly end us and lead up to us being in some hot water from a war or diplomatic standpoint. With that being said, we've been pursuing the Italy first route, so we're trying to kind of build our own axis, if you will. We've befriended Bulgaria. We befriended who else do we befriend? We befriended Bulgaria. We're in the process of befriending Romania. And I suppose we could also go down the befriend Greece route, which may be the smart route, because if it hasn't happened yet, Greece will shortly, I'm sure, end up getting a British guarantee of independence. Doesn't look like it's happened quite yet. But I would imagine that will happen before too long. We're in the process of researching several different items. We've gone down the radar route, and we're also in the process of building quite a bit of equipment. We're very far behind in our support equipment needs. Additionally, we're behind in our heavy tank needs, our towed artillery needs, and our towed anti-air needs. We are by no means ready for a war, in my opinion, with the Western powers. Hey, Outrage, thanks for joining us here today. So, as I've stated, we are in the midst of the first months in World War II, although Italy is currently not involved. I was curious, so I did start the game up once or twice just to see, could we go to war with Greece? Could we go to war with maybe Switzerland, who doesn't have anyone guaranteeing their independence? In either case, it does appear that going to war with pretty much anyone at this point in time, except for maybe Germany, would lead to a swift retribution by the Allied powers. So I thought, well, maybe we could go to war with Germany. That's probably a bad idea. In November of 1939, we would certainly get our butts kicked. And in addition to that, Germany has several allies now. They've been very active on the diplomacy front. So if we were to go to war with them, we'd have to deal with Slovakia. In addition to that, I want to say we'd have to deal with Oh, wow. Venezuela sent volunteers to help fight Poland. That's funny. But I want to say we'd have to deal with a lot of different potential enemies in like Romania, Hungary, and those other countries. So we really need to be a little bit careful with what our next steps are. I'm not in the mood at this stage in November of 1939. I'm not in the mood to go to war with everybody. So I think I will just kind of sit tight. I guess that's my initial strategy. Let industry get up to speed. Let industry kind of catch up with regards to producing military equipment so that our newly researched equipment is brought into the hands of our soldiers. And let's just kind of let things play out for now and see what happens. So that is my general goal at the moment. Okay, so with that being said, let's fast forward a bit and let's see what happens. So you can see here, Japan just joined the Axis powers. So the Axis powers are formed under Germany. I wonder if we can actually, let's see here. We don't have any options. Novus Imperium Romanum faction. So we do have a faction. Looks like we've got Bulgaria in our faction, or at least the Bulgarian legions. I wonder if we can maybe get Romania and Hungary to join our faction. Let's see. Yeah. They will not accept. Invite Hungary. This will change world tension. Positive, negative. We need at least one more positive than negative. Okay. So it looks like their base reluctance, and neither they or us are at war. So they won't accept that. We need 27 positive points in order to I don't know if that affects our relationship at all. Yeah, it doesn't look like our guarantee of independence does a whole lot. We could work on improving relations. And then I imagine the same. So Romania is a democracy, so we can't just ask them to join, although we're in the process of befriending them. So it doesn't look like we'll be able to have anyone join our faction quite yet. We'll fast forward a little bit. Okay, so Poland has capitulated. We can see here now that the German Reich expands east to Poland and includes Poland. It doesn't look like the Russians took much. They may have took some of it. And there's some fighting going on, obviously, between, at least at sea, it looks like, between the Germans and the Allies. Okay. So we're almost done befriending Romania. There we go. Okay, so Romania is now our friend, supposedly. And non-aggression pact, they will accept. Good. Improve relations. Good. Wait. No, we're not going to give Japan military access. We're not even allied to them. Okay, so we need a new national focus now that we've befriended Romania. I guess we might as well go down the diplomatic route and try and befriend Greece as well. I could go to war with them, but I can't because I don't have the pact. Oh, wait, do I? I thought you can't if you don't have the Pact of Steel. Huh, that's interesting. It allows us to do this, but we don't have Pact of Steel. That's weird. But if we do go to war with pretty much anybody, that does end up costing us in terms of we'll end up at war with everybody. So we can't quite do that yet. So I guess we'll go with the befriend route, because apparently I'm a diplomatic sissy at this point. I just don't feel like joining a world war in November of 39. Oh, you're right. I can't read. requires one of the following, so obviously it had one of the following. Nope, we're not giving anybody military access. This is Italy. This is our goddamn country. We're not letting you just march all over our soil. We're not a member of the Axis. So the USSR occupied eastern Poland. Interesting that they took the land over after Poland surrendered to Germany. The timing of that seems a little bit off, but hey, whatever. Yeah, Christopher, that's a good point. I did not notice that you had to scroll all the way to the right either until I had played the game for about 2 hours, and then I was like, I wonder if there's any more to the right. So I scrolled over and I was like, holy crap, there's like 50 different options over here to the right. Yeah, the national focus really is the selling point of the game in the sense that it's really what drives a lot of your actions as a country, and it gives you the flexibility to play as you see fit and kind of design your future as you see fit. So it certainly is key and core to the gameplay experience, if you will. We researched the newer sub. I think we'll go down the Macaroni class because I do want to build as good a sub as I can. Because I do think when we do get involved in a war, it's going to be a submarine war. Okay, so we've got some factories that are opening up. I think we want to start building some synthetic factories now that we've got that technology. If a war does erupt, we want to make sure that we've got the ability to, meet our needs. Okay, so we'll build a synthetic factory there. And meet our oil needs because Romania can't supply enough for just Italy, and let's see how diplomacy is going right now. They will not accept. So it does look like we made some positive trends. We're negative 14, so we need a 15 swing. So really we're hurt by the fact that neither of us are at war. They'd be much more likely if one of us was at war to do it. We can't invite a democracy until world tensions bump up to 100, which I'm sure they will soon, and that may change things a little bit as well. So I guess we just gotta wait a little bit. Whoa. What do you mean, General Hayes, by the east seems to be the way to go? Germany and the Netherlands are at war. Japanese delegation in Germany. So Germany's beginning their war with the Low Countries now in January of 1940. It doesn't look like they may be fighting. Okay. Oh, world tensions are at 100 now. So let's take a look and see. They still will not accept. The world tensions increasing only made it more likely by 1. Let's see. Volunteers that they've sent to fight with Germany and Japan. They're justifying war goals against Romania, which is our other friend. Excellent. Not. Meanwhile, what's Romania? Where's Romania at? They also will not accept. And they have a much more negative view of us. They have a neutral foreign policy. Okay. I'm just trying to think. I guess their independence is guaranteed by Britain, so if I do go to war with Romania, then I lose. Lame. Well, they are in the faction with us, so we've at least got the Bulgarians in faction with us. The D3RP, what do you mean by the way that DH Kaiserreich did it? What did he do differently? Okay, befriended Greece. So surely Greece likes us. They will accept, so we can gain Greece as a faction member. Well, surely, let us do it. Greece has accepted the offer to join our faction. We will stand together. Excellent. So Greece is now in our faction. That extends Roman reach, either direct or indirect, into Greece. And that should open up a new national focus option for us. We could issue claims over Turkey and go to war with Turkey. Additionally, I'd like to ally with Spain, but we can't do that so long as France is around. We could also decide to go and demand the islands, the Balearic Islands, from Spain. Let's see here. What would those islands give us? It's just these things here, right? Yeah, so we'd get these tiny little islands in the Western Mediterranean. It would be a good base of naval operations to kind of limit the British if we could put air bases on them as well. But from a territorial standpoint, I think I'd rather buddy up with Spain, so I think we'll avoid doing that. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to think. Again, I don't want to just jump in and fight everyone just for the sake of it, because frankly, Italy is too weak to really do that, at least right now. And I'm just kind of strategically thinking what makes the most sense to pursue at the moment. We can't really do anything with Germany at the moment because we went down the Italy first route. We could justify a war against France or Russia right now, or France or the UK right now, but I don't really want to do that. And again, we can't be... we might as well get the claims with Turkey, and we can always go to war if we want later. And Greece could go to war with Turkey, and we could side with Greece, and maybe in that scenario we don't end up... at a war with the British if it's one of our faction members that we support. So we'll kind of go down that route. I'm going to try and get as powerful as I can without directly going to war this early in the war because, again, we've got a lot of research we need to do. We need to get technology up. I still don't know where we're at production-wise. I think still quite a bit negative on heavy tanks, artillery, towed anti-air. So we're quite a bit behind on all of that. We're modernizing our infantry divisions, if you recall. If we actually take a look at them, whoops, need to get back to research for a second here. So we can kind of keep going down the radar route. But we've modernized... I don't even remember what I was saying. Good Lord. So, oh my God, I'm having a total mental freeze. Oh yeah, we modernized our divisions. So if we take a look, we have built some kick-ass Italian divisions here. You can see that we've added, you start with an engineer company basically and 6 battalions of infantry in the Italian military. We've added a battalion of artillery to each of those infantry brigades, a battalion of anti-air, 3 battalions of motorized infantry, a battalion of light, and a battalion of heavy tanks, as well as signal companies, maintenance companies, recon companies, and logistic companies. We've made these Italian divisions absolutely kick-ass, but as a result, our industry is horribly behind on filling the production needs for those forces because all of those updates to 30-plus divisions is taking quite a toll on our industry. But that's where we're at right now, and hopefully by 1941 sometime we'll be modernized enough that we'll really be fully equipped and ready for war. That's a good point. We could start doing the atomic research now that it's 1940. Let's take a look at that. Where are we at there? Engineering. Yeah, it's going to take quite a while, but we could do it. We'd go ahead and start researching atomic technology. Just trying to think if there's anything. We might as well do computing technology as well, because that'll lower the research time for any research we do. So I guess those are the routes we'll go down. Meanwhile, national focus claims on Turkey are progressing. And then again, once Greece goes to war with Turkey, hopefully that doesn't inspire the Western allies to go to war with us. Let's see here. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on where we're at. Okay, so Finland accepted Russia's demands in the Winter War. We're still at -13. I guess we can keep trying to improve relations, but that's going to be a slow gambit to get them to join. They won't accept. Man, we really should have gone to war with these other Balkan nations rather than going down, oh, let's be friends. Let's be friends with Romania and Bulgaria. We should have just invaded their asses. Kushin, if there's anything you'd like to know how to do, please let me know. I'm not an expert or anything, but I've been playing this quite a bit, and I feel somewhat comfortable. It looks like the Romanians just joined the Axis faction, so so much for them being under our sway. Okay. Research slot available. Let's see. Factory repair speeds. I'm not too concerned with that. I think we need to modernize our fighters pretty badly, so let's go ahead and do that. Our Air Force can't be too obsolete. And no, Germany. Stop bothering me, Hitler. Just let me be. Claims on Turkey. Okay. Italy demands Anatolian Naval Base. The 1915 Treaty of London promised Turkey territory in Anatolia for Italy. Promised Turkish territory in Anatolia for Italy. Other treaties would take precedence, but the promises have not been forgotten by the Italian leadership. Benito Mussolini has publicly stated that due to strategic importance of the Anatolian coast, Italy fully intends to take what rightfully belongs to Italy. So again, this kind of goes back to the whole Italian story in World War II. And that story is really based on a anger and a desire to right the wrongs that happened after World War I. Italy was promised lands of the Austro-Hungarian Empire that they were denied. Italy was promised a naval base in Anatolia. Italy was basically, they felt they were stabbed in the back by the Western Allies who promised anything that they could basically to give Italy a reason to join the war. And then when the war was won, they came back and said basically, no, we're not going to give you anything that you would like. I'll give these guys because I kind of want them to join my faction. Available war goal. So we could go to war, folks. We could. But if we go to war with Turkey, I think we're pretty much 100% certain that the Western allies will ask them to join the Allies and join in against us. So I would rather not do that right now. I think maybe we could stage a coup. Let's see, are there any fascists? Democracy, non-aligned. So no. I think we may just need to wait. Daily drift, 0.13 will cost 20. Yeah, I was thinking about attacking Germany, but it's too early in the war to do that. I think it'll make sense to get in against the Axis as things turn against them. But right now, they're just too strong. Who knows? Maybe 35 divisions coming up in the south would change history in of itself, but I worry that the other Balkan powers will turn on me if I do that. Does anybody know if boosting party popularity influences other nations against you? Yeah, that's kind of my thought, is maybe we could form a fascist government. That would be my hope. Stage Q will take 0.5 daily until it reaches 200 total. The following equipment will use to stage Q. Okay, we've got the infantry equipment. So I would want it to happen in Anatolia because that's the capital. I just don't know if this will hurt us in any kind of way. Is it going to make it more likely that we end up in a war? Does anybody know? Can you tell me? Well, listen, I need to take a very short break, like literally a minute, to go get a new beer. So you guys tell me if I should stage a coup and if that'll end up getting Turkey to join the Allies. I hate the idea of doing a save and a reload, though. I mean, that is something that bothers me. I do not like the idea of saving and then reloading. Okay, let's go the boost popularity route first, given there is no fascist party at all. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see what happens. We'll give it, a couple months, and then we'll see where we're at. Oh, but wait. Free civilian factories, available war goal, no national focus set. So we need a national focus. France still exists, so we can't do Spain yet. Oh, let's see. Air innovations. We could do air innovations. I think we've done the industry. No, let's do Libyan infrastructure because, yeah, Libya could use infrastructure. Okay, so where are we at right now? We've got 14 factories available. And production. Oh my goodness. I know this game. Really, guys, I do. Land fort, coastal fort, naval base. We could convert civilian factories, but we're not at war yet, so I don't think that makes sense. And we still have a use for them. Synthetic refinery. Oh, it gives us rubber too? Wow. Well, that's cool. We can't really build a nuclear rocket. We're going to build another synthetic refinery. We're going to need that oil when we do go to war. So, is there a fascist party yet? Oh, look at that. Our baby, the fascist party, is just slowly gaining power. Just slowly, ever so slowly. I don't want a non-aggression pact with Turkey, Brian. I want Turkey either in my alliance or conquered by myself or Greece. But I don't want to go straight out and go to war, because if we do that, then what will happen is we'll end up at war with the British, and I'd rather not do that. So we're going to undermine them ever so slowly, while the Germans slowly conquer Western Europe. So I guess it's just kind of a waiting game, it looks like. We're continuing to boost the fascist party. They've gone from 0 to 6%. Looks like the Democratic, everyone's kind of losing out on them. Ooh, the fall of Gibraltar. Ooh. For the first time since it was seized by the British more than 2 centuries ago, Gibraltar is back in Spanish hands. News coming in from the territory report that most of the garrison has surrendered, although a few stubborn holdouts have retreated to the tunnels running under the rock. At a press conference in Madrid, representatives of the government stated Gibraltar is henceforth to be considered Spanish territory in perpetuity. British diplomats have unsurprisingly debunked this statement, dismissing it as utter nonsense. That's interesting. I've kind of rushed through the game a couple of times, and it does seem that Gibraltar ends up in Spanish hands almost every single time. They have volunteers fighting with the Germans. National Spain has military access to Greece, and they're in an Axis faction. So it seems like the Spanish join the Axis almost every single time. So we can't have them. We can't really befriend them at this point. So you know what? Screw that. We're going to demand those islands from them. They don't really do us much good, and maybe we'll end up in a war with the fascists, but frankly, there's no real point to doing nothing. If we can't get them in our faction, then we'll at least try and weaken them for another faction. Yeah, they did choose to join the Axis, but it's just interesting that it seems like they do that almost every single time. That just seems bizarre to me, that the Spanish, when in reality, they stayed unaligned for some pretty pragmatic reasons. Spain was just in utter ruins. It just seems odd to me that when that happens, that they, in this game, that happens in this game, and they go to, oh wait, what? Any country, original country is Republic of Spain. Damn, I can't go that route. Can't go the Spanish route or the Alliance of Spain either. Although I might be able to do that once France is gone. But it's odd that it seems like they go to the Axis power every single time. I don't think Spain being in the Axis would really do much good anyway. Certainly not right after the war. One thing I will say is it seems like the national focuses, you can run through them way too quick. I think the build times on some of these focuses should be much less. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Ever so slowly. Oh, come on, Britain. The independence of Turkey is guaranteed by Great Britain. Fuck you. Really, you gotta step in and be all like, yeah, we'll go to war if you violate their independence. Brr. I guess we'll see what happens when the party popularity gets a little bit higher. I'm going to see if I can get it to 50%, although it's going to take flipping ever. But I'm going to see if I can get it to over 50%. And if I can, then I am... What's Greece doing? Modify government, research slot, free civilian factories, Slovakia. No. Why would I give you anything? You're not in our faction. All right, we're going to... Wait, why is it going to take 900 days for this last class of subs? Oh, because it's not 1944 yet. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go the air route. Let's build us some strategic bombers. And free civilian factories again. We're going to build a... What's our production right now? Surplus 39. Where are we at trade-wise? So we're importing oil from Venezuela, which would be cut off the second there's a blockade against us. We're importing oil from Romania, which is fine because they're close to us. Iran also has a land... No, not really a land route, sort of. I don't know if we'd get oil in from them. Let's decrease the Iranian oil. Looks like we got a massive surplus right now, actually. We'll drop the Romanian oil, and that leaves us with just the Venezuelan oil. Doesn't seem that there's really stockpiling, per se, in this game. Not as far as I can tell. So, we need to... I'd say let's build a few more synthetic factories so we can see if we can get our oil to take care of all of our oil needs. If we can do that and then we don't have to rely on exports, then we can start shifting construction somewhere else. Actually, we can build 2 at a time, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then once we get those 2, we may be just about at our needs. And then we can also modify government. Artillery designer. What are we doing a lot of right now? Aircraft designer. We'll go with medium. Heavy fighter, tactical bomber, light. I'm not doing carriers. Yeah, let's speed that bomber development up. All hail the good Emperor Mussolini. Indeed, you are correct, as we have not yet joined the Axis. It is August. Whoa. Second Vienna Award. A treaty has been signed at Vienna following German arbitration that will see the northern Transylvania restored to Hungarian rule. Okay. And as a result, Hungary joins the Axis. So both Romania and Hungary are now in the Axis. We've got Bulgaria and Greece. So we've kind of got the southern Balkans. They have the eastern Balkans. Meanwhile, France is still standing in August of 1940. Germany, despite having Spain on their side, doesn't seem to be... I don't know if they haven't tried to invade yet or what's going on there yet. But so far, doesn't look like the world in flames has done much. Now, it does look like our hostility meter is slowly dropping. We were at almost 30% not that long ago. We're down to 21. So, and the Soviet Union settles a white peace with Finland. So I guess the Winter War didn't work out for the Soviets either. This is a very ahistorical game at this point. And these fascists are sure taking a long time to get out there and mobilize. The assassination of Leon Trotsky. Should I say good for you, Lenin? People love Leon Trotsky. Like, everyone's always like, he was the good guy. If he hadn't been killed by Stalin, he would have been a great ruler, and everyone would have been better off. And I mean, Stalin's one of the worst dictators of all time. Let's certainly not ignore that. But are we really quick to forget that Lenin, who Leon was the right man of, was millions of Russians died under Lenin too. It wasn't. He wasn't actively purging people in the same sense, but he certainly wasn't any saint. Okay. All right, we're going to build armored divisions. Infinity. Why does it still say deploy units? Maybe I just need to unpause. No, Hungary, you didn't ally with us. Screw you. Alright, and we are researching heavy bombers, so since we're going the heavy bomber route. Yeah, I mean, he could in this game become the leader of the USSR, Trotsky, that is. I just find it interesting that people really love to kind of... they just kind of, almost make him into an angel-like figure when he certainly wasn't that. But again, that's understandable when you've got someone like Hitler, and then you're like, oh, it could have been this other person who didn't seem as bad. It's a tempting thing to say. We're going to move these guys to Taranto. Those 2 battleships that were completed not that long ago, as well as all these destroyers we've been building, we're going to have them join the main fleet. Things are flying too fast. Okay. Where is that fleet that I just sent? There it is. The Italian main battle fleet now has 4 main battleships. And quite a few subs, too. over 50. 50 submarines. It seems subs are too easy to build in this game. Germany had like 30 when war broke out. I guess we'll just kind of build the rest of these. Italian aircraft weren't known for being the greatest. Stop asking me. I'm not going to give you military rights. Production. Okay, we're going to need to make some changes now. So we need this fighter. And then we need to drop this guy. And I think that's the only aircraft we've researched so far. Looks like our heavy tanks are almost maxed out. We've almost hit our needs. And just as soon as that, we'll have a new tank researched and not need to build 2,000 tanks all over again. What do you mean Hitler won if he had free reign? I mean, he kind of had free reign over Germany once he took power. Okay, let's see. We've got factories building. Yeah, fine. We'll have a non-aggression pact with you, Germany. I don't want to go to war with you either. Not that non-aggression pacts really meant much to Hitler, who sort of almost like it was an addiction, broke with them every chance he got. So, do we go back to the land doctrine? Where are we at there? Okay. Sorry, this is kind of a boring stream right now, guys. I apologize for that. I'm just kind of racing through things at the moment. And, you know, I guess I'm thinking what I may do, because, again, I don't want to just jump into a war and get myself destroyed, which I feel like Italy is not ready for a war yet. But what I'm thinking about maybe doing is, after this stream is done, not necessarily today, but the next time I kind of run this game, I may run a very aggressive Japanese campaign, but start immediately going after the Dutch East Indies. That's kind of my thought, is if I go after the Dutch East Indies before world tensions are really high, I can take them out, take care of my oil needs, and then maybe not have to worry about joining the Axis and not have to worry about, you know, going to war with the West and seeing how much I can conquer without doing any of that. That'd be kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, let's check on the coup. It was going so slow, I kind of stepped away, but we're up to 23%. I guess that's still 1940. That's when we started, so... let's see. Where are we at production-wise? Needed by production lines, 40. That's surplus of 7, but there's trade in there. So we're going to need maybe 2 more factories. Man, synthetic oil factories, you take a while. Italy is going to be the kingmaker of synthetic oil. Which is funny, because even though the Germans developed synthetic oil, just having synthetic oil doesn't mean you don't need any regular oil too. It kind of augments it, but it doesn't totally replace its needs. I could side Japan with the Allies. That would be interesting too. Send Italian fleet of giant subs to seize the East Indies. No, I was referring more if I play as Japan next go round. Stop. You guys don't even need, like, where are you going to... Oh, wow, Belgium finally fell. December of 1940, and the Germans have conquered Belgium and have almost conquered the Dutch. Man, Germany's moving slow. They don't need access to me. Where are they trying to go? I own the Southern Balkans. What do you think you need? I guess the Romanians and the Hungarians, maybe they want to move to Germany's aid. That could be the case. Come on. Why doesn't Greece just go to war with Turkey? That would be cool. Whoops. Japan could be the U.S. allies like it was back in World War One. Yeah, although Japan was I would argue Japan was kind of in a similar state as Italy was in World War Two, in that the Italians were not happy with the way that the Treaty of Versailles resolved itself. The Western Allies made a lot of enemies with the Treaty of Versailles because of the way they handled it. They basically went in and said, listen, thanks for everyone who fought on our side. Now we're going to totally disregard all of your claims and desires, and it's really going to be the United States, France, and Britain deciding what the end war is going to look like. And even the United States and France and Britain didn't get along, especially the Americans versus the French and British. But basically it ended up becoming the great powers dictating the world peace, despite the fact that they had made numerous promises to Japan, to Italy, and all these other countries to get them involved in the war, and then they basically went back on all of their promises. The Japanese did keep some of the territory in the Pacific, mainly because they weren't going to just leave it. They took over the Marshall Islands, they took over Rabaul, they took over the northern part of New Guinea, which was all German territory. They also took Tsingtao, but they had, I believe the British had promised them a couple other Chinese ports that then they said, no, you can't have these. And the Japanese basically just said, screw this, you guys don't keep your word, we're going to do what we want to do. And over time, the parliamentary power in Japan got much and much weaker, and the military got much and much stronger, so that a more kind of moderate Japanese government, which existed around the time of World War One, rapidly kind of not vanished, but rapidly became beset with radical elements, and the military just kind of took over eventually. Let's see here. Construction. Synthetic oil. I think we need one. We'll build one more just so we can, increase production if we need to. And then that'll be it. That'll be all done for the synthetic oil. The UK almost invaded Belgium and Netherlands. Did you turn off the kind of historical AI concerns, or what did you do to get that result? 28%. Seems like things are slowing down. Huh. Come on, fascists. Let's go, fascists. Yeah, they give France a chance, right? The Germans in the two other times I quickly simulated through took France real fast, but in this case it looks more like kind of a historical result. Okay. Go back and modify our government here. Let's see. We've got almost all the researchers done. We can do a ship designer just because that's the only other thing we can do. We're not really designing much in the way of ships right now. Spain is just kind of fighting in the Pyrenees along the mountain here. Actually, it looks like France is pushing into Spain. That's interesting. And the British have landed in Spain and are driving on Madrid, so the Spanish are fucked. Meanwhile, the Germans have, looks like, slowly started to advance on Paris, but we're only into 1941. This is definitely a very ahistorical game. And why the hell do the Belgians have troops on the Italian border when, one, we're not at war with them, and two, their nation is overrun, and they probably should move their troops over to face and defend Paris. Yeah. I could see that being an effective way to stop the Schlieffen Plan, although that was more of a World War I thing. Still, the Germans had a similar concept in World War II, and it kind of worked. But one thing that I think a lot of people don't remember is that in World War II, the Allies actually did have a plan to counter the Schlieffen Plan. And when the Germans, at first sight of the Germans invading Belgium and the Netherlands, what the Allies did was they had a large force on the Belgian border that swung into Belgium almost like a gate. the intent was to wheel right, almost like a reverse Schlieffen, and drive into the enemy and then flank and turn them and envelop them into Germany. The problem is the German advance actually focused on the northern edge of the Maginot Line, a fortress area called Sedan, and then they advanced through the Ardennes forest, which the French did not expect. So as the French and the British were swinging east into Belgium, the Germans basically came in on the hinge of the door and punctured it there, drove to the sea, and then cut off that whole sweeping force that was designed to cut the Germans off and end up enveloping them. Instead, they ended up being enveloped and surrounded. It's interesting. It's actually the Allied strategy was similar to what the French thought they would do to the Schlieffen Plan in World War I. The French didn't think that. The French knew the Germans had the Schlieffen Plan in World War I, and they thought, the more the better. Their plan was very similar, although kind of in reverse. They would let the Germans advance into France, and then they would attack into Germany, kind of in the center of the line, and split the German wing that was swinging into France off from the main axis of supply, and basically cut the bulk of the German army off, isolated inside France. That was their hope. I really think heavy fighters are a waste. The only thing they're really good for, at least in my opinion, in World War II fighting is when it comes down to night fighters, and I don't know if that really factors in night bombing raids or not. Can we build atomic stuff yet? No? Add a little bit of infrastructure to Albania. Infantry equipment. Yeah, we're behind there. Same for support equipment. I'm guessing because we just did some upgrades and things like that. Light tanks, we need some more. Motorized, we need some more. Heavy tanks, we met our need. Wow. Too bad that tank looks like shit. Okay, so drop production. Lowering production, folks. We gotta compensate for other things. Where are we at right now? 2 extra factories. Oh, we should probably build some of those strategic bombers I just bought, right? Yeah. Let's build some bombers. We can build 10 a year right now. Holy shit, that sucks. You're probably right. I probably should switch the production on the sub over to the newest model. Where the hell is the sub? Need more oil? What? Why? Fine. Well, so much for not needing any synthetic oil now. Oh, jet engine. Jet engine, bitches. I want to get to the armored effort as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Japan next time. Honestly, I'm kind of playing a pacifist Italy, which doesn't make sense in a World War II game. Why the hell are you going to not go to war with everyone right now? I think what I'm probably going to do is bide my time, and then as the war turns on the Axis, go after Hungary, Romania, Slovenia, and then southern Germany. I think that's Italy's best chance to get as much territory as possible. We already took Yugoslavia, Albania, and Ethiopia, but I don't envision the Allies losing, especially if it's already April of 41 and the Germans still haven't taken Paris. It almost looks like they pulled the Schlieffen Plan and, they enveloped the French and then they swung short again and are here, so... This has been the best. I haven't played a ton yet, but this has been by far the best performance that I've seen the French put up. And our coup effort in Turkey looks like it's slowing down. You can see here that it's down to 0.04. So I think what we'll do is when we hit 35%, we'll try and launch that coup. That'll be about a third of the government will be, or the third of the population will support the fascists. So we'll try and do a rebellion at that point. Last year, I want to say is 48 or 50. I think I saw someone say they don't have a direct cap, but basically they indicated the game is generally over for a player by 45, 46, so sort of historical end time. Research goes to 1950, so some of the research items go into the early Cold War, but I don't think they have any political Cold War effects built into this. I would hope, I really, really, really hope that comes with some DLC. They add a Cold War element to the game with DLC. That certainly happened with Crusader Kings, where they added like dramatically early start dates. It started at 1200 in the first version, and the current version I think you can start as early as like 600 or 700 AD. So they moved you way further forward, and I think that'd be really neat if they kind of did more of an interwar start for the game. I would really enjoy that. All right, so just researched our, what was that? We get a 50% discount. Oh, but it's two years ahead of its time. Although here's the thing, because we get the 50% discount, that penalty is very heavily discounted. So I think we're going to do that because of that, again, because of that discount. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one I want. That's a naval bomber, isn't it? No, it is. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. The G55 Centrio. It's early, but I'm okay with that. Meanwhile, now we need to go ahead and start building synthetic refineries all over again because of the stupid submarine production I'm doing. Again, I really want to make sure that we're as self-sufficient as possible. Okay. DH. Yeah, I think you can go way into the 60s, but again, there's no events that occur that make you likely to do that. So there's no Cold War specific events is really all I meant. But we did research our atomic technology. So now it's time to research nuclear reactor, although we're way ahead on that. So maybe we wait. Let's see. Decryption. We are into 41. We could do the next radar station. But we're not even building radar stations, so maybe that doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I know I have an available war goal. Armored effort. Go! Alright, where are we at? Where's our coup at? Are we about to try and overthrow Turkey? 35%, right? Oh, well, 34.67. No rounding here. We gotta wait. Oh my god, this is going so slow. Well, I guess it's one... maybe not that slow. 0.04 per day. There we go. We're up to 35. Let's see. Now France and Great Britain are guaranteeing Turkish independence. But if we have a coup, we're not strictly violating their neutrality, right? What's going on in... Oh my goodness, they still haven't done anything. Just take the French out already. All right, folks, I think this is a key day here. We're going to launch a coup. It's going to be in Istanbul. And we may end up at war with people. So I guess we'll see what happens. I don't have any plans or troops positioned to resist the Allies if it does happen. We're at 35%. We're going to make Italy great again. We'll have Mussolini out there giving speeches, be like, "We're going." Well, actually, this all happened. So, It did happen, but I was going to say he could be giving speeches talking about how, Italy used to be great in the Roman Empire. We're going to bring the Roman Empire back, but that's in fact exactly what he did. Submarine offensive. Yeah, we've got that research bonus, so we'll take advantage of that. Meanwhile, free civilian factories. We gonna keep building that synthetic oil, folks. We like the synthetics. They make us happy. Synthetic's good, synthetic implants into our oil industry. Isni pesront pas. Patan remembers his slogan again. Patan? So by my count, it's going to take about 100 days for that coup to go through. It looks like we're still building popularity too slowly while we try that coup. Turkey is the target of an impending coup backed by foreign powers. So it's going to take about 100 days. Oh, the Dutch finally surrendered to the Germans. Good for the Germans. You beat the Dutch and the Belgians, and it only took you a year. But the good thing is, while we are building the case for the coup, we're also gaining popularity in Turkey. We're almost up to 40% now, as we slowly crawl, ever so slowly, toward that coup. And we'll see what happens here. It's a year from now. It says expected time to finish, August 3rd. I thought it was 0.5 per day. That should be, 400 days. I can't do math. Cool. By then, who knows what our popularity will be, Maybe it'll be like 50%. I mean, come on. You can't go to war with someone if they support a coup in a country where the coup is actually the majority opinion, right? All this research... Key point bombing, tactical bombing, ground support, or battlefield support. I like that. We'll go that route. And no national focus set, because everything is done pretty much. I don't really want to go down the carrier route. Could go... Can we do this yet? No, because France still is around. Can France just surrender already? We could do France or UK, but I don't want to. I guess we'll do C. No, we don't have German military cooperation. We'll go battleships, because that's worth something. Well, I'm not even building any battleships. Yep, indeed, Pétain was the commander at Verdun. He was a French hero during World War II, and then became infamous as a collaborator in French hero in World War I, and he became infamous as a collaborator in World War II. Ooh, we developed a second strategic bomber. I should probably stop producing the first one. Production. Now that we built like 40 of these things, they're already obsolete. New bomber. Isn't that lovely how that works? Let's see. We can research a new heavy tank. Huzzah. That actually looks like a decent tank, unlike the other one, which looks like some bullshit, pre-World War I Russia tank. I didn't mean pre-World War I. Yes, new tank designs, indeed. Okay. No, it's almost 1 o'clock. Man, I love this game. Even when I'm not doing anything, and I'm just blasting through time, just kind of these decisions to make are a lot of fun. I've enjoyed Crusader Kings a lot, but I won't say I ever really got it. Europa Universalis kind of bounced off me. It's a really interesting concept. I didn't really have the time when it came out, but I'm saying I never really played Hearts of Iron before, but I'm absolutely loving Hearts of Iron 4 so far. That's a good point. Let's take a look at the world and see what's going on. So the Soviet Union is still at peace. They had a white peace with Finland, so nothing happened there in the Winter War. The Germans went to war and defeated the Dutch and the Belgians and the Polish. It did take the Germans about a year to beat the Belgians and Dutch. They're also in the process of fighting against Denmark. It looks like they've taken the bulk of Denmark's peninsula, but not Copenhagen and the other islands. They haven't gone to war with Norway. England and the Western Allies are fighting against the Germany. Against the Germany. Drop the. It's cleaner. And it looks like the Germans are stalled just outside Paris, so World War I all over again. Meanwhile, the nationalist Spain sided with the Axis powers and is slowly being pushed back on the Pyrenees front into Italy or into Spain by the French, and the British have landed some sort of amphibious attack, which is perilously close to Madrid. The Spanish probably picked wrong on their side. I'd see if I could go to war with the Spanish and try and take advantage of this situation, but unfortunately, they're in the Axis faction. I don't feel like fighting Germany quite yet. Although I will say, it might not be a bad idea. Can we join them? Can we join the British? We could send volunteers to the. Oh, could we? You select more division than you can. We could send forces to join the Allies if we wanted in this war. I'd rather not do that quite yet. What about Lend-Lease? Let's see here. We might have some obsolete equipment. Acceptance not required. Oh, because you just give them shit, right? So we could send them some obsolete artillery. Hey, guys, you want 3,800 guns? Here you go. I don't think that'll help them at all, but hey, maybe. Takes a the British do have the convoys. So I was gonna say it does take a shit ton of convoys though. We could also send them basic infantry stuff. How much do we have of that? You know, the AI Germany probably didn't crush the French. Certainly, I mean that's why the French are still around. However, I will say that they've done it in previous games, so it doesn't seem to be any kind of flaw of the game. It just seems to be kind of an anomaly. I'm not going to do that because I think I don't want to end up at war quite yet with the Germans. It'll be really interesting to see how the Russian campaign develops with, with the Germans still occupied with the French. Are the Russians going to strike out against them, maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Fascist party is up to 40% in Turkey. We're still a ways away from our expected revolution. No, I'm not going to send resources to them. I was just kind of thinking about it. It might be funny. But I think I'm going to wait till kind of mid-42 and see where the Germans are. Because, again, my master plan is to, and I know I'm kind of blazing through the game, but that's because I'm not at war with anyone yet. My master plan is to go to war with the Central Powers when they're weak, and then hopefully take Romania. I would like to take Romania and Hungary. That'll starve the Germans of all the oil they need, and then I can advance into southern Germany as well and take some territories there. But I can't afford to do it if they're about to beat the French, so we need to be careful with how we do that. Hum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's see. Research jet engines. We're a little bit ahead of the game there. It's 2 years ahead of time. We could do it. It would take a year, so we'd be quite advanced. And that's because we've got sort of the perks that we do. The Centrino's in the process of being researched. It's about half done already, so that'll be ready. Once that's ready, then I'll go with the jet technology. Ooh, we could get a jet strategic bomber. Oh, that would be so cool. Too bad we're like 2 years away from being able to research the regular strategic, 44 bomber. Just trying to think what makes the most sense to research next. I guess we're kind of far behind in terms of anti-air and artillery, so probably should go down those routes. Meanwhile, civilian factories, more oil. More oil! We always need more oil. So there we go. Yeah, I suppose there'd be no Cold War, although I don't think the game really talks much about the Cold War after everything kind of breaks down. I don't think there is a Cold War per se. I think the game really doesn't deal with post-war politics. I could be wrong there, but I don't think they do. Okay, so we need to change our construction, our production. So we've just finished those heavy tanks. We've got these heavy tanks we need to basically get rid of. So we'll go with the P26 and start producing those. We only need 2,000 to meet our needs. Not bad. Not that many. It's only going to take us like a year and a half to reach our needs. We've got our artillery needs, so we'll bump that up. And we've almost gotten our fighter needs. Oh, although, let's see here, the C-202. I guess that is still the most modern fighter that we have. Cool. And we've got that research slot. We can continue researching air doctrine. Whoa. Italy's the new Texas. Yeah, I guess. You know, what's this oil technology? I suppose it's just our fracking technology, right? Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay. I do need better light tanks. That's a good point. But really, well, I guess we can do that right now, right? We can fix that problem right now. We can go with the L6, which is only 5 years out of date. And we can continue constructing. Oh my goodness, everything is ending at once. Continue constructing more and more. Isturia is going to be the capital of our oil industry. We're going to build like 9 factories there. Oh, that's why it doesn't end my need there, because you can only build one at a time. Okay, Slovenia. There we go. All right. National focus. Like, what the hell do we do now? Everything is researched pretty much. We could go a carrier effort, but I really don't care about carriers. I'm not building any carriers. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. Political advisor, fascist demagogue, daily fascism support. I wonder if that'll increase our revolution. Prince of Terror, what's that do? Oh, foreign subversive activities efficiency, -30, but that means within our own country. Ideological crusader. Armaments, captain of industry. I guess we'll go with fascist demagogue. Maybe he'll be able to help with our overseas conversion effort of the Turks. Let's take a look and see where they're at. We are in the process of staging a coup. Still quite a bit of a ways away, August of next year. We're also in the process of trying to gain support, and we're over 40% there, so things are getting very popular in Turkey. Go fascism. Fascism, go fascism, go fascism. Yeah. Never chant that, ever. I mean, you know, we're playing a game, right? It looks like the Germans are, you know, it's like, oh, we flanked the Maginot Line, but we didn't get to Paris, so now let's attack it head on and see what happens. It's a real great strategy. Meanwhile, France is slowly, looks like they're starting to break out of the Pyrenees Mountains and advance into the mainland of Spain, so Spain is fucked. The British are advancing, although the Spanish look like they're trying to cut the British off from their base at the sea. Yeah. I'm really surprised France is holding the Germans off and then turning the tables on Spain. It's, I should probably build radar all over the place. But because I'm such a pacifist, I'm sure no one will ever attack me. Oil's more important anyway, right? Right, guys? Oil's the most important thing in the world. Yeah, it's a fun little thing to be able to make your own history in a game like this. It's a neat little occurrence. Doesn't look like much is happening in North Africa. It does look like the French are kind of venturing into Spanish North Africa. I didn't think Algeria was Spanish. No way, that was all French. What did they do? Take it all over during the war or something? Okay, research done there. So now that our light tank research is done, let's see where we're at. Research. So the L6. Let's go with the L8. You know, I'm not even going to build the L6. I'm just going to jump. Wait, are you sure I want to research L8 instead of central planning? No. I thought I had a research slot. Oh, it was just in the wrong one. We'll go with the L8, then we'll shift production to the L8 once we get there. In fact, I think I will if we do have production. I don't think we are producing the light tank anymore. We might be. We are. Let's cut production altogether on this. And then we're building improved artillery already. So strategic bomber. I think we need to upgrade our interwar bomber to a tactical bomber. And we'll build 2 of those. We do have 1 civilian factory free. Just 1. Let's see where we're at trade-wise. We've got to be close to meeting our needs, right? Oh, we're exporting oil? Are you kidding? We're exporting oil. Well, what the fuck? Yeah, we're not short on resources. We've got everything we need. We don't need this rubber that we're importing, though. So, screw you, Netherlands. We don't need you. Be real great to export this to someone who needs it. Okay, does that free up some factories? No, it doesn't. All right. I thought it frees up factories when you do that, like civilian factories. Unless they're just automatically shifting to the oil stuff I'm already building. Italy is not... are we oil independent? I didn't think we were quite oil independent. We're producing 57. We're still importing 24. So yeah, we're not... Unless the exports are... We're exporting to Greece. Okay. Well, whatever. No. And no. Because I don't like you, Nazis. You're not my friends. You convinced all those Balkan states to not join me. So you know what? Tough shit. Okay. I'm just waiting. It's like August can't get here fast enough. I hate to be like, let's just fly. I don't know if you can scrap old equipment. I would guess you can give it away, which maybe I will do. That might actually hurt the Allied war effort, by the way. It's like, here, you guys want these really obsolete tanks? I'm sure all your guys will get killed in them. Keep on working on the anti-air. What are we going to do with our national focuses, like, ever? And France isn't losing, so we can't really form an alliance with Spain. Like, I shouldn't be almost done with all of my national areas of focus by 42. That's just crazy. It's a good point. The Afghans were fighting with World War I equipment during their fight against the Soviets, so we could always just store it and send it to the Afghan cause after 50 years. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like this is a really boring stream, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really, I enjoy talking and I enjoy interacting with you guys as much as I can. So feel free to chat here. You can see it's January 42, and the French still haven't lost. Meanwhile, the Spanish have turned the British invasion in northern Spain back pretty decisively. They launched a pincer attack, and the British at one point were all the way to the border of Madrid, and they got driven quite a ways back. But the French are definitely advancing into the heart of Spain now. So one crisis averted, only to face another. I'm certainly glad I didn't join the Central Powers in this war, frankly, because um, the Central Powers don't seem to know what the fuck they're doing. Although, if they had 35 more divisions on their side, maybe things would have wrapped up much quicker. Yeah, I've seen some people speculate. No, I tried to attack Switzerland. Um, I thought no one liked them. And then as soon as I attacked them, Switzerland became a member of the Allied powers, and I was at war with everyone over Switzerland. And actually, I just kind of flew through that game, but I drove north from Switzerland and took Paris so that Italy actually conquered France, and France fell to Italy rather than Germany. It seemed like all the French army was on the German border, and we just came in up the rear, and the AI didn't do a good job of adjusting to it. So I agree the AI could be better. Um, I think the problem is with like a game like this, like I really want a Cold War game because I want to be able to influence politics and influence elections and get involved in the politics of the different countries and go to war here and there without everyone ending up at war. But I can't do that because I can't do that because this is more of a war game and less of a political sim, which I probably would find Europa Universalis interesting given that statement. However, they kind of bounced off that game for whatever reason. Let's look for where the hell are rocket engines? Streamlined. So we need to research rocket engines first. Air doctrine, air. There's jet engines. Well, where the frick are rocket engines? Requires technology, rocket engines. Oh, no, I don't think I can get those at all because I didn't partner with Germany. I think. No, I don't see that. Anybody know where rocket engines are located in the research tree? Victoria would be a lot of fun. I could do that. This is going to take forever. Oh, here they are. I guess. Oh, man. Maybe I should have gone the nuclear route. I'm going to switch towards special weapons, I think, soon, for the bulk of my research. If I'm going to go the pacifist route, I better make sure that if I end up in a war, that no one can fuck with me. All right, diplomacy. How are things going? We're up to 45% popularity. Not bad, not bad. Bhutan is improving relations with Turkey. I mean, good for Bhutan. So is Oman. And Italy is in the process of starting a coup while also supporting the fascist party in Turkey. The funny thing is I could wait for the election in 43 at this rate, and by that point the fascist will win in the election anyway. Engineering. So we're going down that route. We're going to go ahead and research this too. I really should have had like a nuclear technician in my diplomacy side of things so that they could help with researching nukes quicker. National focus area is complete because 70 days is all you need to focus on things, and we're going down really the only tree we have left on national focus. Construction, we've got I think one factory, three civilian factories available. Let's go ahead and start building some radar stations. Let's build some in Sicily. And that way we can start building a radar shield around Italy so that if we do end up at war, we can do something about it. Victory through deterrence. This is the Cold War. Yeah, you're kind of right. We've got this will be an interesting Balkan bloc, basically. We've got Italy, as well as the Western Balkans that we all conquered. We've got Greece. We've got Bulgaria. Yeah, it'd be an interesting country. I mean, Italy has, in present day times, Italy has like $1 trillion GDP. A unified Yugoslavia could have had a couple $100 billion in GDP. Greece would knock us all down, being in debt perpetually. But it would actually be a pretty strong country. Its GDP is probably in the $2 to $3 trillion range with the countries involved. So, all right, research. Rocket artillery, we could go that way. Come on, more advanced artillery. You know, I didn't play Hearts of Iron 3 much. I know a lot of people have been saying Hearts of Iron 3 was a better game, and oh my goodness, Hearts of Iron 4 is so simple and basic. And I mean, you could sort of say that given the fact that I'm sure you couldn't fly through Hearts of Iron 3 the way that we are in Hearts of Iron 4. But I'm kind of of the opinion that sometimes more isn't always better. It's, you know, sometimes when you want a game to look a certain way, you want a certain level of fidelity, or you want to get a certain sleek user interface. I'm really of the opinion that, what? Benito Mussolini criticized for weak foreign policy. We had the chance to strike against our enemies, but the Parto Nacional Fascista let it pass. Not only is this yet another damning case in a string of missed opportunities to strengthen Italy's position internally, it is a sign that their claim to be acting in the interest of the Italian people is mostly empty rhetoric. It is time for a change in policy. Our failure to pursue the war many had expected has been the target of scathing criticism for our political opponents. Not following through on our military plans will make it more difficult for us to convince the people in which direction we are taking Italy. -30 political power, -30 base national unity, -5 change of popularity of the fascist. Damn. Man, that hurts. What's funny is the fact that not going to war makes the Democrats more popular. That seems odd. Not Democrats, but democracy folks. Anyway, still have a 73% popularity. So, whatever. I guess I get that for not going to war with Turkey. I had built a claim for a war with Turkey, and then I didn't follow through on it. But I didn't really want to, end up at war with everyone. Our people like us more now. We're only -15% hostility versus Germany, who's -111%. And I wanted to wait for my coup to go through, so I guess we'll see here. Still August 3rd. Meanwhile, the fascists are almost a majority. They're up to 45.9, 46% here in a moment. It'll be interesting. They may actually have a majority by the time the coup starts. Go declare war on everybody. Here's the problem. If I go to war with Spain, I'm not really going to get involved with Spain, but what I am going to do is I'm going to have to deploy all my troops on the Romanian, Hungarian, and German fronts because they're all allied. Until the war really turns against Germany, I can't afford to do that because I don't have enough divisions to stretch from all the way actually along the Bulgarian border here on the east, all the way to Switzerland. That's an incredibly long front. That's almost as long of a front as the Russian front. I mean, I can't afford to do that. And by the way, Japan just went to war with the United States, only like 8 months late, but they did just go to war with the United States. So the United States is now also fighting against the Germans. Holy crap, they haven't even taken France yet, although they got perilously close. Close only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades and nuclear weapons. It does count for nuclear weapons too. So the L8 is researched. That's the last in the light tank line. We could go down the medium tank line if we wanted. But I think the heavy tank line is kind of, I'm comfortable where we're at with that. I really want to get the Il Duce tank. It's basically, we'll just name it after the El Duce. Keep researching modernized stuff. Meanwhile, for production, we're going to have to start producing some light tanks, of which we have no factories to do. Our fighters have met the demand, though, so we can drop that down, and then we can add a new tank design, a new light tank design, and there you go. We'll just build a shit ton of them. We only need to build 3,000. And now we don't have enough resources because all of the stuff I want to build uses a lot of oil, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Steel, apparently. We need more steel. So Germany, give us your steel. Okay, there we go. Russian front never opens in this game. I have seen Germany go to war with Russia. So I won't say never, but especially when Germany can't even beat France, it's probably not a good idea to go to war with Russia because that worked out really well for them in World War One. Oh, well, they did beat Russia, to be fair. They actually beat Russia in World War One, but they couldn't beat them in World War Two. They beat France in World War Two, but they couldn't beat Russia in World War Two. Isn't it funny how things work out? Yeah, that's a good point. You'd think Germany would be kind of unable to trade. They'd be busy building their own tanks, not selling steel to an unaligned country that they're probably pretty bitter at for not getting involved. I guess we'll build landing craft because that's like all we have left. Yeah, putting Lenin on a train back to Russia, a minor hindsight mistake. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't send a revolutionary to our enemy because it might have some spillover effect, right? You know, can I build where? So what produces steel? That's an interesting thought. So production. What produces steel? Needed by production lines 124. We have 131. Is it civilian factories that produce steel? Is that what they do? All right, we're going to build another radar site. We're going to kind of build up the boot of Italy with some radar. We're almost to our revolution, folks. We're getting close to the revolution in Turkey that we have all been waiting for. Resources on the map aren't the only thing because you can increase your probably just increase your overall productivity in that research option. That's what would increase your steel production. So Turkey is 47%, 48% almost. Meanwhile, what's this? Visited by foreign diplomatic envoys sent to improve relations. Okay. August 3rd. We're getting close, folks. Getting real close. The only reason I say maybe steel would be not a resource on the map and maybe it would be like an actual resource or would be like factory production is because steel is just made by, coal and heat and iron. So it's not directly pulled out of the ground. I mean, it is, but then you have a refining process. So I guess it's similar to oil in some sense. Yeah, Paul, I would like to cover one of the Silent Hunter games. I started doing some stuff for 3 using the Grey Wolves mod, but the thing I was struggling with is I didn't know if it would make a ton of sense to... man, that looks like a nuclear symbol. I wish we'd have like the nuclear artillery piece from the Cold War. That would be so fucking cool. But the thing that I ran into is I was kind of struggling on how to break that up into videos. At the time, I wasn't really live streaming at all, so I was thinking I have no idea how I'm going to make a video out of this. I've got like 3 hours or 4 hours of footage, and most of it's just kind of monotonous, me quick speeding through until I find a ship. But now that I'm kind of interested in getting into live streaming, it might make sense to do to do a Silent Hunter series and just live stream the whole thing. And maybe I don't cut it up. Maybe I post it in a long form. I'm not sure if I like the idea of what I'm doing right now. I've been just kind of posting the live streams as is, but I think it probably makes sense. And what I see most people do in this sort of a format is they tend to cut videos up into like 30-minute bits, which is usually what I've done in the past, but again, I haven't live streamed. I'm just, from a logistics standpoint, I always kind of worry about, can I really keep an eye on and monitor how well the stream is doing? Well, I'd like to be able to get the statistics, but if you delete a video from YouTube, then you don't see the statistics on it. You lose the views and the analytics and the history that you had for it. So I don't want to lose that for a live stream, but I also don't want to have like 50 private videos and then have all that footage all broken up in separate independent uploaded videos. So it comes down to me not knowing what I want to do yet as far as the logistics behind how I upload and whatnot. I certainly don't do YouTube for a living. I make a very small amount on ad money. Occasionally someone throws a donation of a few dollars here and there. It's just a side hobby. I enjoy doing it. It's certainly nice to be able to pay for a game here or there every couple of months with the money from it, but it's by far not my goal. My goal is really just to kind of have fun with it, but I also like to do well. I think everybody likes to have a sense of accomplishment, a sense of, hey, this is cool and people actually enjoy it, and I'd be doing it either way, but I think it's just extra rewarding, and it makes it easy to motivate myself to do it. I mean, the fact that I've got 20 people watching on YouTube, which I know 20 people watching a live stream is not a ton or anything like that. By all means, people on Twitch have thousands, but the fact that I can get 20 people on YouTube when there are very few people who watch live streaming on YouTube. Most people watch on Twitch, and a lively interaction with you guys in the chat. I mean, I enjoy this. I'm having a great time, and holy shit, yes, R.I.P. Spain. The end for Spain. And now all those French forces can turn east and deal with the Germans. So maybe R.I.P. Germans, although I don't know what they were fighting the Spanish with. Hey guys, I'm going to pause it for a second. I need another beer real bad. Makes me sound kind of like an alcoholic. And then we are just about ready. The conflict with Turkey is about to break out, and they're almost at half the population. And the rebellion should start on the 3rd of August in just a few days. So I'll be right back with a spotted cow and then we'll watch a revolution happen. So just 1 second, guys. Celius, you prefer to watch live streams on Twitch? I've debated it. I've done a few live streams on Twitch. It's easier to reach I've noticed in the little I've done, it's much easier to reach your followers on YouTube if you're a YouTube channel that does more stuff on YouTube, because you get buried under the mountains of people streaming on Twitch, and that doesn't really happen on YouTube, and I think it gives a better notification system to people on YouTube to get them to watch you than on Twitch, but certainly could be... I could be convinced to the other. I've done Twitch streaming. It's just, like I said, YouTube seems more convenient, and frankly, they've got some pretty impressive tools. Twitch is not always intuitive on where things should be or where they are. as far as beer, I'm drinking Spotted Cow. It's a not a microbrew. It's more of like a regional beer only available in Wisconsin. It's definitely craft beer, but I want to say they brew like 200,000 barrels a year. So they're small, but they're also, it's certainly not a micro beer. I do need more infantry tech. You're definitely right on that. My focus has been down other alleys, and I should remedy that. And holy crap. Thank you, Hat. 75,000. I'm guessing that was a joke. Anyway, so let's go back and let's restart and let's see what happens. So we need to get to August 3rd, and we'll see if a rebellion begins in Spain, or in not Spain, in Turkey. Italy succeeded to stage a coup in Turkey. The fire of revolution now burns. The Neo-Ottoman Empire declared war on Turkey. Oh, that's hilarious. Go, Ottoman Empire. Go. The reborn Ottoman Empire. Let's go send some volunteers. Yeah. I wish I could send more than three guys, or more than 3 divisions. Oh my god, I can't speak. I wish I could send more than 3 armies. Or 3 divisions, I suppose, is the appropriate term. These 3 guys will get a new army, with a new commander, and it'll be Giovanni Messi. Wait, I thought he had Giovanni Messi. Oh, I'm reassigning him. Okay, Giovanni Messi, the war hero of all of our conflicts, our main general, will be heading up the effort to aid the rebellion in Spain, and so far no one's declared war on me, so that's good. Here you go, Giovanni. Let's get you over there. Neo-Ottoman Empire will allow a volunteer force from another country to fight in their wars. Our troops are on the way to add strength to the rebellion. It looks like the heart of Turkey and Anatolia is on the loyalist side, while kind of a couple of fringe central provinces and then Istanbul is on the revolution side. My hope is that because Istanbul is by far the largest and most advanced city in Turkey, that it will have the resources to hold out. We'll also work on improving our relations with these guys, because I would love to have them join our faction. Why won't you accept? You'd rather be... Fuck you guys. They would rather be part of the Axis. Really? We just put you guys in fucking power, and now you won't even... Oh, fuck. That's so bullshit. I should plot in Russia. I have no way to get to Russia. That's the problem, is all these other countries are in the way, and they're not friends with me. Let's worry about winning the war for Turkey first, even though they decided not to want to... we should really do Lend-Lease with them, too. Lend-Lease, we'll just give you all of our obsolete shit, right? $2,536. Remember that number, 2536. Once. Okay. Towed artillery, 3,800. And yeah, cool. They will accept. Oh, we've also got some obsolete tanks too we can send, right? We'll give you guys 263 tanks. Once. And actually, we should give them all of our heavy tanks too. I think that was all of them. Yeah, oops. Okay, and do you want an Air Force too? Because we've got some really old planes. 536 was it? Or 537. And you can have 13 strategic bombers. And 300 tactical bombers. Damn, we're going to ensure that you guys win this fucking war. We don't have enough convoys. But it'll take time. Okay, so... Yes, it will take time. And... No, don't do that. Scrap that plan. That front's too long. So we're going to do this. We're going to go here, here, and here. There. Still a bit of a stretch as far as the front line's concerned, but that's going to be where we're going to try and go. Yes, I'm sending them literally enough weapons to outfit a country. Of course, a lot of them are obsolete weapons, but that's beside the point, right? Go! I don't care that we're not done planning the attack. We're gonna go. Go, go, go. Go, Turks, go. Be like Speed Racer, but for the Ottoman Empire. Except I'm still kind of pissed that there would rather join the fucking Axis powers. Like, what the hell, guys? You are in power because of us. The least you could do is show a little bit of loyalty. Just a little bit of loyalty. That's all we asked. Just a little bit. Can't do that. Towed anti-tank. Do we not have that technology? Oh, we don't have any anti-tank technology. That's why. Good call out, guys. You mentioned it. I forgot about it. I guess we can do fortification effort because everything else is pretty much done. So let's get going. Let's win this war for another fascist power that won't turn around and support us. You know, we won the war against Spain too. The Italian troops marched into Madrid and were the ones who took Madrid over for the fascist government. Then the fascists decide, no, we're going to go and join the Axis, and they join the Axis and get conquered by France and oh my God, and Britain. So, you know, you don't reward your friends and bad things happen. You know, you should really side with Italy. Italy is the smart country here, unlike those backstabbing friends we support who don't support us. Yeah. Anyway, let's build a new radar station. Do I really need to build 4? Wouldn't 1 be sufficient? I would think so. Do we need to build 2? Okay. And then research. Well, we completed the doctrine, so we're all the way down to the bottom on that doctrine tree. Air doctrine, not so much. Let's get that working. The interesting thing is with air forces, like you can deploy a maximum of 3 divisions, but can I send air forces? Because that I'm not really sure on. I should organize a communist rebellion in Germany. Something tells me Hitler probably won't be thrilled with that. Soviet Union and Japan are at war, folks. USSR breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. The non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union, a surprising development to begin with, has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. The Soviet Union has attacked, breaking the pact and vowing to crush the German regime once and again and put the expansionist state in their place. German leaders may have been planning an attack themselves, but the world will never know. They are now rapidly mobilizing to deal with the new threat. Well, Germany's fucked because they haven't even beaten France yet, and now they're at war with Russia. So this game is really taking a turn. Meanwhile, our troops in Turkey aren't doing so great. Yeah, I've seen Russia attacks first twice now, actually. I could strike, but my best general's in Turkey right now. Oh, you know, who the fuck cares, right? Actually, If Germany gets defeated, does the Axis fall apart? And then in that case, can I tempt all the other remaining fascist countries to join me? Are they really? So, actually, here's a good question. Diplomacy. Communists. They don't like us. I don't want to send them stuff. See, here's the thing: is I don't feel like there's any point in joining them. We could go to war, but again, I just don't know what purpose that'll serve. Will the Allies go to war with me for going to war with Budapest? I just got a really long front line I've got to worry about. That's the other thing. Okay. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Can we even support a line that long? Wait. Create a separate defense order to cover that. Oh, fuck. I can't cover multiple borders with this, can I? What if I just do this? I basically need multiple armies. I need to split this force into multiple armies. But I don't know how I want to do that. So... because they're all going to go to war with me. Unless... we do this. Nope, that didn't do anything. No divisions. I mean, I can do this. I can go one country at a time. I just have to then assign my divisions. So right now, everyone's assigned to the Hungarian division. This is slow. What? Okay. Did they get them? Yeah, okay. 12 divisions on the German border. That leaves us with 28 on the Romanian border. And I think most of the... oh, there's some other infantry in here. I really don't know how many troops I need. I think what we may do is maybe go full armor against Romania. So we can do... okay, 8 divisions here, 8 here, or 9 here. We got 11 against them and 12 against Germany. So with Germany fighting the French, it doesn't look like they're fighting the Russians. Are the Germans not fighting the Russians? No, they're at war with the Russians. Yeah, okay. So, anyway. Indeed, Second Roman Empire must put Bucharest under its boot. But before we do anything, I think it may be prudent to save. Okay? Okay. So let's get to politicking. Let's get to politicking, folks. Let's justify a war goal, and let's conquer. And what do we want to conquer? Oh my god, it's going to take 115 days. But tensions are 100. You would think it wouldn't take so long. Fuck. What's the goddamn point if it's going to take that long? Fuck. Well, maybe they'll hold out for a little while. Hey, it'll only take 25 days to go to war with Germany, so we could do that real quick. We want Austria and, like, all of your southern provinces. Yes. Okay, so it's going to take 50 days. I could have done it quicker with Germany, but I did go the 50-day route. Yeah. It doesn't take 100 days to write speeches to smear Romania. All you got to do is you got to be like, listen, guys, Romania, and yes, I'm ignoring infantry tech just to bug you guys. Romania is Romania. So let's go fucking take him over because those guys don't know what the hell being cool is about because they're Romania. I hope no one's Romanian. I'm not trying to offend anyone. History will be written through our victory. At least through war, there will be an end to this conflict. I did not prepare for a war going north at all. Yes. Oops. Maybe we should have some radars on our northern border. So this Turkish revolution is not going well. They've thrown the whole central revolutionaries back. And, my troops here, they're kind of doing their thing. And losing. So it looks like this whole Ottoman Turkey thing ain't doing so hot. But hey, at least we can focus all our efforts on, going to war with everyone else. Research tech, infantry. You're right, I'm way behind. Let's do it. We're going to get nuke tech just in time to crush the Germans. Although it looks like the Soviets are going to conquer the guys I'm trying to go to war with before I can go to war with them. Interestingly enough, it doesn't look like the Germans are fighting the Russians much. There's not much in the way of battles going on the Eastern Front. We'll see if maybe the Russians are focusing their efforts against Japan. Oh, Russia's so vast. Well, that's China. Where the hell is Japan? Well, what the hell are the Russians doing? And wait. Man, the Pacific looks like there's no war going, but the Japanese are at war with the U.S. This is bizarre. Okay. Anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Germans are bad. Oh, wait. We need national focus. Oh, no. Liberia joined the Allies. Well, now the Allies are going to win. So what do we do? We have the only national focuses we have available to us are going to war. Oh, we've got escort. We can do that. Radar on our northern border. Okay. The Neo... Oh, fuck them. The Neo-Ottomans joined the Comintern, so now they're communist. Fuck. You fucking people. You're fascists, not communists. Did they just, declare peace or something? What just happened? They kick our people out? What just happened? This is frustrating. So, just waiting for my guys to get back, and then I'm going to go to war with Germany. Because fuck all this noise. Oh, we got our justification. Now you guys just need to get back. Man, that's a thin front. History will be written through our great victory. Oh, what? Why does Siam want access to our territory? Siam? Really? Do you know where we are, Siam? I mean, Siam, you're way over here. And it looks like you got conquered by the United Kingdom. So what the hell are you doing, Siam? You have like 2 soldiers running away on a boat or something. They're like, we need refuge. No. And that wasn't in any way remotely a Siamese accent either. Volunteer forces that have been fighting in the Neo-Ottoman Empire have returned home. Oh, good for you, boys. All right. We're going to send these guys here. And we're going to form a separate army just for the conquest of Bucharest. Hopefully, coming in the back door. Watch, you know what's going to happen is we're going to end up declaring war, and Russia's going to declare peace the second we declare war, and then we're going to be hung out to dry all by ourselves. I did think I saw an American ship in there somewhere, but I'm not really worried about them because America's in the war on the Allied side. Of course, I can bring in the Romanians and the Greeks also on my side, so that should help. Now I've got all these advanced technologies that I'm not building. I'm gonna have kick-ass anti-air. That's what I'm gonna have. Got the available war goal. Gotta make sure we use it, or people get pissed at us. Now that we use the war goal, we kind of have to use the war goal. I may break these forces up into multiple armies. Kind of thinking that's what I'll do. But I'm wondering, so construction going right now. I can't believe we have all those thousands of weapons to the Ottomans. Maybe they lost because they were so out of date. So like, your 30-year-old equipment, good luck in this war. Suckers. Still way behind on that heavy tank design. The German tanks are going to kick our ass. Where's our Strat bomber? How's that doing? We're building 1 a week. Well, that's effective. Okay. You guys, you're going to kill me for this. I think what I'm going to do at this stage, because we've been streaming for like 2 hours plus tonight, and I am getting tired, and it's 2 in the morning here. So on the verge of war, I think I may have to end the stream and begin our massive war next stream, and I don't think it's going to go well. I'm way behind on technology for infantry, and my industry isn't up to par, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I think that's what I'm going to need to do. I'm going to need to end the stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. You know, I had 30, 40 people coming out the first 2 streams, but that was before Hearts of Iron launched. Seems it's doing really well, and I think that's really awesome for Paradox, but I didn't expect to see 20 plus come out tonight. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It was really cool, and I think what we'll do is we'll launch that massive war, but we'll launch that massive war against the Central Powers and rebuild the southern. We've already almost rebuilt the southern half of the Roman Empire. Tomorrow. I'm hoping to do it tomorrow. I'd like to stream for another 2 hours tomorrow. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe starting at like 11 Central instead of like 11:30 like it did tonight. Or maybe maybe even 10. So if you guys don't already, I'll throw it in the chat, but follow me on Twitter. It's at Historical Gamer. And then what I will do is I'll post a note on there a little bit in advance, just to let you guys know I'm going live. And then at that point, what we can do is we'll fight Germany and the Central Powers tomorrow, and there's going to be a three-way war going on with no one really allied with each other. You got the Soviets against the fascists for their own goals. You've got the Western allies against the Germans, for their own goals, and you've got the Italian fascists against the Central Powers for their own goals. Why am I saying Central Powers? This isn't World War I. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Had a lot of fun, and I look forward to probably finishing the stream tomorrow, or at least starting the war tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Until next time, see ya.